Episode 99. The Wayne Gretzky of episodes.
That's right. The Mike McCrary of episodes.
Mike McCrary.
Howdy, it's Tuesday, May 21st, 2019, and this is episode 99 of Due for a Win, the Atlantic City and Casino Biz podcast. I'm Kyle Askin, joined, as always, by Craig Stone. What's good, Craig?
I'm pumped because I have a room booked in Atlantic City on June 14th.
I do not. I have nothing booked.
You should get on
I don't
that.
even know if I'm going, but I'm pretty sure I'm going.
Yeah, I guess I am not 100% sure I'm going. But it seems pretty likely, considering that I have a room booked at the Hard Rock.
Meh, I have a room booked in Las Vegas, and I'm definitely not going to that, so it doesn't really mean anything.
That's true. It is Hard Rock free cancellation until 4 p.m. the night before. They give you a lot of time.
That reminds me, I should cancel my room in Las Vegas. But I will not do it now, because our audience would not like that.
Let's just take a break while you go cancel your stuff.
Clack, 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 clack. All right, so what happened in 1999?
A couple of things. The Atlantic City Aquarium opened on May 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You've been to the Atlantic City Aquarium.
Yeah, it's great for kids, I think. I think it's really fantastic. There's lots of fish to touch and look at and a couple shows. Yeah, it's a good time.
The other thing is that the Trump World's Fair closed on October 3rd.
We've already, previously in the podcast, said what we believe that it looks like, and I don't think it was a big loss to lose it. It never did very well.
Is it a reasonable trade? In comes the Atlantic City Aquarium, out goes the Trump World's Fair.
So normally I would say that it's never a reasonable fare to trade a casino for a non-casino, but in this instance, just because by all accounts, and it was before both of our times, the Trump's World Fair was so crappy, I think it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, the aquarium is still there. I mean, I guess you could make the same argument about, like, Peanut World. But, it's fine. Anyways, what about 1899? I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, you couldn't find anything, so I took it upon myself before this episode aired to do a little searching, and I found a magical one page from the Philadelphia Times, August 27th, 1899. And I feel that it's simultaneously just a perfect representation of the journalism of the day and of Atlantic City. So, just so you guys can live some of the magic, I just want to read a couple snippets from it. So this is about Atlantic City in August of 1899. Never has Atlantic City had such an August, and the number of visitors and the places of those who reluctantly return home are quickly filled by newcomers who intend to stay until the middle of September or the 1st of October. The boardwalk, the avenues, the hotels, the places of amusement, and the cafes are full of people and as lively as a week ago. And unless all signs fail, the last Sunday of the month will find the town crowded with excursionists. Many thousands came in today and yesterday over the Reading and Pennsylvania roads, and many more thousands from Philadelphia and other nearby points will be here tomorrow, unless the weather is unfavorable. This has been a week of solid, genuine pleasure for Atlantic's visitors. Nature smiled her sweetest. The past 7 days have been a continual round of outdoor pleasures and indoor gaieties. The weather was magnificent, the temperature refreshing, bathing was at its best, and the surf black with thousands who disported in the waves daily. Sailing and fishing parties were numerous, while golf, baseball, riding, cycling, and driving had their full share of attention. Euchre, cakewalks, dances, concerts, and other social functions fully occupied the remainder of the time indoors. There's never been a time here when one had so many opportunities for healthful recreation and solid pleasure. The nights have been glorious by the shore. The full moon has beamed its brightest on this brilliant scene by night. Lovers have lingered long past the midnight hour on the boardwalk, pier, and plaza, billying and cooing in the soft light, intoxicated with the charm of the seductive surroundings. The summer girl has made many conquests, yet she is loath to quit Atlantic City while so much joy crowds her life in these magnificent days and glorious nights.
What?
So, and it just goes on like that, and it's just fantastic.
So my favorite part is that the first 3/4 of that, at the very least, said nothing. Like,
oh no, none of it said anything.
It's just like, It's Atlantic City. There's a beach. There's some shit on the boardwalk. People are here.
I mean, this
People
is
leave,
100% like the editor being like, yo, I need 2 pages out of you, and him being like, crap.
Exactly. Yeah,
all right, I can make 2 pages.
Yeah.
I too was in middle and high school once.
I like the language though. It's very.
It's so good. I told Craig before the episode that it is simultaneously the best and worst writing I've ever read in my life.
Nobody writes like this anymore.
Oh, we've really missed out.
So is there anything of note in this? What about one of the finest concerts of the season?
Why don't you tell us about it?
Apparently, very noteworthy, one of the finest concerts of the season will be given in the Steel Pier Hall at 9 o'clock tomorrow evening by Miss Mary E. Halleck and Leo Schultz. Miss Halleck is a handsome Philadelphia girl and is considered to be one of the most intellectual and promising American pianists. Mr. Schultz has won fame with the Boston Symphony Orchestra and is without rival as a cellist. A large and fashionable audience will be on hand to greet these artists, and it will be a red-letter affair in the musical history of Atlantic City. I can't believe that didn't show up in the Google results.
It's inconceivable. Well, I mean, just one more clip, just so everyone knows. Many beautiful girls and handsome matrons were here this season. Indeed, the summer of 1899 has been notable for the large number of leaders and social circles from towns all over the country. Their sway is absolute in the hotels, on the boardwalk, and in the surf, and they have devoted attendants at all hours of day and evening, who come and go in obedience to their slightest wish. No other resort in America compares today with Atlantic in this one feature, at least. Among the notable beauties of the season are the Mrs. Alice and Martha Price, who are guests at the Rudolph. They are fine types of up-to-date Southern girls, and by their attractive personalities won a host of admirers at the shore. They will remain here until the close of summer.
I'm so confused.
One of the most notable women at the seaside is Madame Marie Tavery. She is a beautiful blonde and well-known in grand opera. Madame Tavery has been delighting thousands of music lovers at the Auditorium Pier this week with her splendid singing. Her beauty, grace, and amiability add to her artistic accomplishments, and she's won fresh laurels in this city by the sea.
So wait, let's go back to the first 2 women mentioned.
Sure.
Was the dude just like hanging out and he's like, they're hot, and then wrote him up?
100%.
So
One
good.
of the prettiest Philadelphia girls seen here this year is Miss M. Fraser, who's the guest of Mrs. B. M. Esther and her daughter, Miss Elizabeth Isler, who are passing several weeks at the Lorraine. The dude is just like hanging out at hotels being like, yeah, that chick's hot.
How do you get that job?
It's amazing.
That was the job. Also, I mean, I won't read anymore, but there was, as you pointed out, just like a list of people who checked into the hotels.
Yeah. Including the Dennis. It's on there. None of the other hotels are still around, but the Dennis. May it live forever.
Chalfonte Haddon Hall or anything like that. Just
the Wiltshire. Yeah.
1899 was a long time ago. I don't know if you know that.
It was a very long time ago. 120 years.
Yeah, so thank you for reading that. That was, wow, that was something.
That was magical. So I know that we've gotten a couple suggestions. If you all are bad at math or counting, our next episode is episode 100. And I think, one of the possibilities for a way we could celebrate it is that me and you can just do dramatic readings of things. I can read newspaper articles from the 19th century. You can read marketed materials that casinos send out.
The 21st century.
Especially for Kiss Kiss a Go-Go.
Yeah. It can be like a rap battle, but the nerdiest way possible.
We could do that. We could do like an extra long 6-hour episode.
Yeah, like a poetry jam, sort of like some slam poetry.
Yeah,
I think this all sounds perfect. I think this is what people want.
That's a possibility. Friend of the show, Paul S., also recommended that we celebrate episode 100 by doing an extra deep dive into all of the Atlantic City financials. And who are we to disagree with such a fine suggestion?
I mean, he's the guy who suggested the 1800s thing, which has been a gold mine. So, I don't know.
Another possibility is a several-hour episode on line by line Atlantic City financials. Us talking about what each one of them means.
Yeah, I think that's good.
That'll be good. We could open up a special line for listeners to call in and tell us how great we are. If you are sufficiently kind to us, we could play your call and talk about how right you were in the episode.
Yeah, sounds good.
That was a surprise. I know you didn't I didn't run that by you first, but I thought it might be a good idea. Do you have any other ideas, Craig?
No, I mean, I think that pretty much nails it.
Yeah. I know you've been suggesting, renting out a hall somewhere and doing a live podcast in front of a live studio audience.
I think we could do that with 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what arena wouldn't be thrilled to have us.
Yeah.
The preeminent Atlantic City podcast.
I don't see how we wouldn't sell out Boardwalk Hall, but I think we should probably be shooting for a bigger venue than that.
Yeah, we might have to move it to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Like Lincoln Financial Field or whatever like this. Yeah. I think you're right. I think the real trouble with the plans is containing it, finding something that can actually hold everyone who wants to be there.
All of our many listeners.
Many listeners.
Many listeners.
The best listeners, people are saying.
I think in terms of news for us, I mean, it seems like we're a go for Atlantic City the 13th and 14th of June.
14th and 15th, I think.
Whatever.
You're
all the same.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out, I guess. I mean, I'm booked.
going to try to pull, I'd like to pull 13th through 15th, but we'll see.
Yeah, so I have a room booked the 14th at Hard Rock, so 14th to the 15th, Friday to Saturday. I would probably leave midday Saturday or something.
Yeah, I'm going to be leaving pretty early on Saturday, I think, if that's what I do.
So I would guess
it's plausible I could leave really late Friday night too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so that's still on the table for me
come down on
too.
Thursday.
Like, I mean, I could take the 3 a.m. bus or whatever on Friday night into Saturday, but
I could leave at like midnight on Friday.
Greatly prefer not to. So yeah, I mean, any sort of if anybody wants to say hi, the time to do that is probably Friday afternoon, evening, night, unless you're there earlier in the day, in which case we'll be there. Probably get there midday Friday sometime, like noonish. I feel like that's when we usually get there. Well, you may be there Thursday, you said.
I might be there Thursday, so I would. Yeah, if I left Friday, I would get there at noonish or a little before. I think that's about when I usually get there.
So there should be a couple episodes between now and then.
I imagine at least one,
but
not two.
Real quick question: is there anything that you have on your absolute must-do list, like this trip? Got to do this. I know I ask this every time, and the answer is always just gamble. There are a couple of new things, though. Sportsbook at the Wild Wild West should be open.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been to the Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall.
I would like to do, isn't there's another...
Beret or whatever, the bar?
Yeah.
It'd
be cool to do some of that stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to do some of the Orange Line stuff.
Do for win favorite Piccalilli.
I feel like I owe Piccalilli another chance.
Really?
I wasn't, I wasn't so high on the wings.
Kind of.
No, I definitely feel like I need to go again because I wasn't so high on the wings, and I've been meaning to give it another shot because I feel like I went in with super high expectations, and I thought it was fine, but maybe I need to go back and recalibrate at like 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I think that's a good idea. So
the only time to go.
Keep an eye on our Twitter and all that stuff. Facebook group. We'll probably talk more about it next episodes. I'm sure it will come up. What about the news? News.
Well, I mean, I think the first piece of news, you're the only one who can do it justice.
It's a sad day, really, that I have to announce this.
There is no episode 100.
Yeah. The podcast is canceled because of this news, which is that Cereal Town at Ocean has closed. Jim from New York. Excellent Twitter follow, Chauncey WOV, on the Twitters. Tweeted a picture of the closed up Cereal Town as they have removed most of the fixtures and taken tables and benches out of there.
I mean, who would have imagined that was not going to work out? I don't think anyone saw this coming.
Truly no one looked at the concept and said, this can't work. So as I said...
Do you know what the problem was? No Prince of Monaco cereal.
Right. So that kind of, there was some of the reaction on Twitter and Facebook that was sort of like, well, duh, this is a terrible concept for a casino. I never thought, I was actually excited about it. It was not feigning excitement, like just putting on a show.
Yeah. No, 100% you were all in.
But, yeah, it should have been exciting cereal, different stuff that you can't get anywhere. So I was excited about the idea. I thought it could work. And then when I saw them starting to install stuff, and it was just like the Hilton Continental Breakfast, like cereal tubes, I was starting to get nervous. And then when I saw the pricing, I was like, this thing's doomed, because you can't have that little excitement and also charge $9 a bowl of cereal or whatever it was. I think it was even more than that. So I'm not really surprised it failed, especially once we saw the pictures of no one in the place. But I am disappointed. You, I'm guessing, don't share my disappointment.
No, not really. I mean, no. I don't have anything to say.
It would probably be...
It was always going to happen.
As disappointed as I am, I'm not really that disappointed because the execution was not great. Like, I went to Ocean and didn't go to Cereal Town, so that should tell you all you need to know about the sort of failure between concept and actual realization.
So what's going to happen, though, Craig? Because I know you and Julian had a bet on the NHL Finals last season.
Right, so as many of you know, the Washington Capitals beat the Las Vegas Golden
NHL
Knights.
champion Washington Capitals for another couple weeks.
Yeah, for another couple weeks. Won the Stanley Cup against the Vegas Golden Knights, and Julian of the Vegas Confessions podcast bet me before the series started a bowl of cereal at Cereal Town. He thought that Vegas would win. I didn't actually think the Capitals would win, but I was willing to make a bet. And so I won, as it turned out, and he owed me a bowl of cereal, and we never were able to meet up and make that happen. So John B., second straight episode, he's been mentioned.
Podcast MVP.
Podcast, yeah.
Not just our podcast, just all podcast MVP.
Correct.
Along all podcasts that exist.
Not just all podcasts. So he asked if the bet was still outstanding, just, because you got to get a ruling on that. And Julian said that yes, and Eric Rosenthal, friend of the podcast, said just to give a gift card. But I don't think it would be as satisfying as sitting across from another grown-ass man eating a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, there's...
and that is, definitely can't.
We can recreate the magic. Next time you two guys are in the same place, someone needs to just buy some milk and a box of cereal, and you two guys can, the loser needs to do that, and you two guys can just sit across the desk from each other and eat it.
Yeah. For the price of Cereal Town, he could just buy me a gallon of milk and like 4 boxes of Captain Crunch. Right. Oops, all berries, if you're listening, Julian.
You're just an awful human being.
I don't think I've ever eaten Oops, all berries in my life. Fruity Pebbles, though. I've eaten a lot of Fruity Pebbles in my life as an adult. Anyways, that's the Cereal Town news. It's sad.
Yeah. And in other sad news, for me especially, given that I always want to milk you for $100 of Crafty Crab, it is now closed. We don't know when, we don't know why, but I was talking to Craig about it a few weeks ago, and you just happened to look it up and said it is no longer on the website and confirmed it is permanently closed.
Yeah, gone. So no more Crafty Crab.
No more opportunity for me to get $100 of Crafty Crab from you.
It was never on the list, by the way. It was never on the Diamond Celebration dinner list. But, yeah, I don't know. It's good boardwalk location. You'd think it's not going to be closed for the summer with a bunch of people walking up and down the boardwalk, so we'll see what goes there, but...
I'll note what isn't closed. Guys,
real deal barbecue right here on the boardwalk.
I bet you could really dig on some...
mac and cheese, some ribs and a nice cold beer right now. I could. I really could. So what about new stuff? There's been some new stuff. Some.
Yeah, so... First, the Landshark Bar at Resorts, which Due for a Win recommends if you hate your life and want to have horrifically overpriced, terrible food, opened the Finn's Bar on May 16th, basically a new outdoor patio attached to the boardwalk with fire pits.
Yeah, I don't understand how it's just an expansion of the Landshark Bar. It's fine. Good concept. Add
so
more
Due
stuff.
for a Win recommends. You can shorten that to Due for a Win recommends Landshark Bar.
Honestly, as far as a place to just sit out on the patio and have a crappy beer, that's fine. I expect this part of it will be very popular because it's boardwalk adjacent seating that's a little nicer than the Steel Pier pub. But I don't have too much interest in Landshark. By all measures, it seems to be doing quite well. The fire pits is a good idea. I don't know. Yeah. It's probably a good idea. It's probably a great idea. It's just not.
Honestly, fire pits I think are cool. I think it is a good idea. It would make me go and have a beer at Landshark. And I don't know if you could tell from my earlier statement, but I would not be highly disposed to going back to Landshark under normal circumstances.
So you have also been to Landshark? As if I...
Yes.
Yeah, not great.
It's bad. It's really bad. Due for a Win recommends, if you want some bad, overpriced food that won't make you hate your life quite as much, Chickies and Pete's. Chickies and Pete's.
Chickies and Pete's is not bad or overpriced. I feel like I have to defend the honor of Chickies and Pete's. Anyways.
As you are contractually obligated to do.
Speaking of fire pits.
Speaking of contractual obligations.
Ocean is turned on their fire pits that are out on the patio on the 11th floor, which I thought was just ridiculous that they didn't under previous ownership. So now they tweeted that those are running every night, which is cool. That was always a cool feature of that property. And Ocean is also getting a wine and liquor store in the shopping area, thanks to Megan Kay, who posted that in the Everything AC Casinos group. There, several other casinos have wine and liquor stores, resorts, Caesars, that I know of. Does this do anything for you? Wine and liquor store?
I'm just heartbroken that Megan Kay would post that in Everything AC instead of Due for a Win. Frankly,
maybe she didn't want to wait for approval.
Got hung up on that, and I didn't hear anything else you said.
Anyways.
I thought we had a better relationship than that, but that's fine.
This is how we get even fewer people to post in the Facebook group.
Instead of selling 6 seats to our arena show, we will now be selling 5.
Yeah. Don't let that dissuade you, future bookers of Due for a Win live events.
That's right.
So here's the question that I came up with based on these 2 openings, which are, a slight expansion of an existing bar and a wine and liquor store in Ocean. It's May. We're 2 weeks out or a week out from Memorial Day. Less than that. I don't know days. I don't know. We're like 4 days from freaking Memorial Day weekend. It feels like we haven't got a lot of big announcements about restaurants and stuff opening at the casinos for the summer. So I don't know, what's going on? Why did we not get a bunch of openings? Everything's up, double digits 11 months in a row. What's the deal?
I'd guess that casinos, since things have been fine, I think, in Atlantic City. I mean, certainly not spectacular or anything. They're probably less apt to make changes, and whatever budget they have, you mentioned here that, this is from you, but they're putting in sports books to their casinos. A lot of casinos are doing other renovations, so they're not necessarily putting budget towards renovating and opening up new restaurants on their properties.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is most of it, when Wild Wild West is putting in a giant sports book, that's obviously, Bally's, Caesars, Harrah's money. Harrah's is building a new sports book. Borgata's putting in a permanent sports book. Tropicana, Golden Nugget. Who else? Resorts have already put in permanent sports books. Ocean. So, yeah, I mean, that's all probably more important to the casinos right now than adding another restaurant or, shuffling around the restaurant offerings. But, yeah, it is kind of funny to me that it felt like the last couple summers it was all about new restaurants. And, a few summers ago it was Jose Garza's stuff at Tropicana, and then I think last summer it was that Michael Simon restaurant, Angeline at Borgata. And then this summer it just feels like we haven't heard that much, but who knows? I mean, that stuff usually happens in the fall and winter anyway, so it just popped into my head now that hey, yeah, we didn't hear about a ton of new openings. And, if I'm forgetting something totally obvious that we've talked about 5 months ago, let me know. And be like, hey, you're an idiot, actually this great thing opened. But I don't know. I mean, Gordon Ramsay Steak, I guess, opened at Harrah's. Is that a thing that happened?
That sounds right.
So that was,
when's
I
the
think
last time
since
we've
last
been to
summer.
Harrah's?
Oh, it's been a long time because I haven't been since I got taken for my $25 since they came down and they were like, Diane, this guy says you owe $25. And that was
right.
2 years ago. It was a long time. So we haven't been to Harrah's in a couple of years, right? But I was listening to, I think it was the latest episode of Vegas Confessions where they do a segment called Bucket or Fuck It, and they did one on Atlantic City. And one of the listener suggestions was...
Oh, yeah, this was Mike C.
Mike C. Also
Mike C.,
friend of the
MVP
podcast.
of Due for a Win forums.
Asked it...
Facebook group, not forums.
Do you have to, or can you skip the shit show parade after Pool After Dark, or late night parade after Pool After Dark, just in that hallway?
It's spectacular, right?
So I think not only 100% bucket, have to do it, Just sit out there at 1:32 in the morning eating a slice of pizza.
I mean, we literally did exactly that a couple years ago, right? When we were having some...
We were
in
drunk.
our Do AC mugs, we were having whatever the Harrah's concoction was.
Yes.
Just watching the spectacle.
Eating some bad pizza. And
some awful pizza.
It was pre whatever they have now, pinup pizza or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. It was just like Harrah's brand pizza.
Yeah. And not only that, I've had no interest in going to Harrah's since my bad experience at the Pico Tiles table. It made me want to go to Harrah's. It made me be like, that is totally worth going and seeing. And I mean, yeah, it's good.
It's amazing.
But also go listen to that episode for the rest of their
never has
their recommendations.
Someone distilled down the essence of a casino as much as I think Mike C did for Harrah's.
Yes,
in that
absolutely.
moment, because that is literally the reason to go to Harrah's. There's no other reason unless you enjoy getting your money stolen by
the eye in the sky.
The eye in the sky.
Boy. Okay. What about other news? So
Harrah's the MVP of Due for a Win episode 1.
Oh yeah, that was episode 1. Was like a trip report.
Yeah, episode 1 was our trip report.
Like a 2-month-old trip report.
Yeah,
from Harrah's for your bachelor party. Or no, not bachelor. Before your baby was born, or was it bachelor?
No, baby. We went to Vegas for my bachelor party. Remember?
Yeah, duh, of course.
Yeah, that was also like 4 years before the podcast.
I have
3 years.
Yeah, we haven't been to Vegas since the podcast started.
And I will continue not going to Vegas.
So bad. Speaking of demerits, you get demerits. So
me and Megan Kay are in the demerits bucket.
CRDA is giving.
Shark.
I have in here $1,000 more. Clearly, it is $100,000 more. That is not correct. So the CRDA is giving $100,000 more to the Atlantic City Air Show, which will now add an opening ceremony the night before the show. So it used to just be all contained in one day. Now it's going to have Monday, August 19th, a opening ceremony, I think, with the Army Golden Knights doing an evening show. It was unclear to me if the evening show by the Army Golden Knights was to open the show or to end the show.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yes. Which actually they got, I don't know if they got sued over that by the Army or at least got chastised. But anyways, the actual full show is Tuesday, August 20th. This, I think, based on the article, Michelle Brunetti Post article in the Press of AC, almost triples the CRDA funding for the event. Goes from 52-something thousand to 152,000. So that's a pretty significant increase from them. The chairman of the CRDA board, Robert Mulcahy, I'm assuming that's pronounced right, says the show has a $45 million economic impact on the city. So we've never gone to the air show. We know listeners go to the air show and are very excited about it.
It's huge business for sure.
Yeah, so good to see this, getting some more investment. It's midweek. It is summer, but midweek, and seems to get a lot of people excited to go on a Monday and Tuesday. So good to see.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
What else? Should I just go on this one since
you should go on this one since you're the one that actually listened to it.
So Frank Morano's morning show,
Morano in the Morning,
yes,
where you have been a guest.
Correct. Bart Blatstein went on that show and mentioned that they hope to break ground on the casino this summer, which is something we've talked about. And I think we have a bet that I said it would be done by summer 2020. Is that right?
Well, we said that it was going to, our bet is for by the end of 2020, but yeah.
By the end of 2020.
Yes.
Okay.
By January 1st, 2021.
So,
the bet.
So Bart Blatstein said that they will break ground this summer and be done a year from groundbreaking, which should be summer 2020.
It's the easiest $50 you've ever made.
He did not sell it to me, I would say, in the interview.
He said it. He wouldn't lie.
Yeah, it was an interesting interview just in terms of sort of the stuff that he said about buying the property and seeing it as an investment.
Right. You had mentioned on GChat to me that while you were listening to it, that he had been asked why he's confident in the future of Atlantic City, and he said he was confident because he got it at a good price.
Right, yeah. So
which
that's not really what you want to hear.
Answer the question.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know about all that, but he did sort of say like, "Oh, there's room in that adjacent lot for a large casino," and then he was very quickly, "Well, I won't say a large casino," but it is worth listening to. I'll link to it in the show notes to Morano in the Morning, and it was an interesting interview. He did say they're profitable. So
good. I mean,
so
I don't
does,
know if I believe
so
him,
does
but-
Ocean.
Yeah, right. Cash flow positive. They never said they were profitable. They said they were, well, profitable this month. But,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
Going to be profitable this month.
All right. So MGM has announced plans to build the M Residences, a 200-unit luxury condo development in the Marina District. This is from a story by David Danzis of the Press of Atlantic City. This is a joint project with, I won't even try to pronounce that name, development. It would go
Barai.
on,
Let's go with Barai.
Barai?
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know.
Would go on land adjacent to the Gold Nugget in the marina. It needs approval from the Army Corps of Engineers because they own a lot of that property around the marina, correct? Just same thing with Gardner's Basin when they had all the little knickknack sheds shut down. That was the Army Corps of Engineers as well, right? Or
No,
some
that
federal...
was, yeah, that was a federal thing related to the...
How they could use that federal land.
I think it was related to the Green Acres funding that went to building up Gardner's Basin, and
So do
they
you
said
think
that wasn't fitting with the Green Acres funding that they got.
So is this approval just for flood reasons, or...
Yeah, I'm assuming it's because it's right on the water, and the Army Corps of Engineers has to
Okay.
approve it for flood reasons. So not necessarily like ownership reasons, but for like environmental reasons. It seems like the sort of blowback that's come after this is like this is like the earliest stages of the plans, and if you're like betting on this to actually happen, maybe don't bet on it because it seems like they're looking for some tax incentives from the state to like push this toward the finish line. And I don't know, it's sort of like risk free to announce something like this, right? But I don't know, I guess we'll see what happens. But at first it was like, wow, this is so out of the blue, and they're going to build luxury condos, and crazy to actually think that there's going to be something other than casinos out on the marina district. But I'm not holding my breath. That's it. That's all I have to say about
Sorry, I was drinking beer. But
I think that's a good idea. I'm almost out here.
yeah, it's very sad. Luckily, we're almost out of episode, so I think you can make it.
I don't know.
So finally, the moment that you've all been waiting for.
Wait,
April revenue numbers.
Should we save this for episode 100?
Maybe this should just be episode 100.
Yeah.
We can stretch this out over 4 hours.
Sounds good.
I don't know. Do you want to give a brief overview of April, and then I'll kind of give my quick thoughts?
So, I mean, it was another gain, I think another double-digit gain if you include the online and sports wagering, but in the actual brick-and-mortar casinos, it was only 8.45% year-over-year. We've seen more like 15+% the last, 2 months? So this is a big dip from that. The month-over-month numbers are pretty bad, but not too surprising because I think the previous month, March, was a 5-weekend month, so not really worth getting into that too much. But I don't know, like the 8.5% up year-over-year brick and mortar was not great to me. Like that doesn't really seem fantastic. I mean, there was an extra weekend day in 2018, but I feel like that doesn't necessarily account for all that. So yeah, I mean, it's another one of those things where all the articles are like another month of double-digit gains, but I hate to be all downer about it, but these numbers did not look great to me at all.
No, I don't think it's great. It's also 1 month. I'm not super concerned about it. Q1 was 13.5% more or less. I think that's pretty reasonable, honestly, considering 2 new casinos have opened. I think everyone would have been pretty pleased with that. I mean, we'll see what the next couple months bring, but I'm not super concerned at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I was sort of thinking like, oh, well, April spring break, you should bring in people for that, but I'm going to guess people, spring breakers don't really go to Atlantic City so much, I'm going to guess, and families who have their kids off for spring break also aren't taking their kids to Atlantic City.
It's not like March in Atlantic City is a great place to lay on the beach.
Yeah. So I'm going to guess, May and June will be much more important. I'm gonna guess that, Kyle.
You're just gonna guess. We have no prior knowledge of what drives Atlantic City.
No. So I mean, I was a little disappointed by the numbers. Some of the big year-over-year drops were resorts down 25.6%, Golden Nugget down 23.4, Caesars down 23.9, almost 24. So those are pretty big declines. Again, we see the CET properties not doing well. Although, Bally's only down 7%. It's almost like a win for them, right? Only down 7%. So I don't know. I mean, it's not great, but I don't really have too much else about it because I think people are probably saving their trips for the summer.
No, I mean, this year's been like January and April have been like so-so months. February and March have been pretty good. So let's see what May and June bring. It'll kind of give us some extra clarity in the situation, and I don't know. It's fine.
So one thing I wanted to point out.
It's not horrible.
So the only property up year over year was Borgata, but only 2 properties were up month over month. Harrah's
and Borgata had just an awful April last year.
So Harrah's was up month over month, and Ocean was up 0.06% month over month, which is nothing to write home about, except when everybody else is losing, 5, 12, 14. Breaking even's pretty good, and it moves them into 7th out of 9 because they are now ahead of Bally's and Resorts. So it makes me wonder. Also very close to Golden Nugget this month. Are we in a situation now where Bally's and Resorts are just going to come in 8th and 9th all the time, and Ocean is not going to come in last?
If I'd like to see May and June, but if what we've been hearing out of Ocean is true, yeah, I think that's probably the case. I think Bally's and Resorts are clearly the 2 lowest performing casinos. If in a world where Ocean is doing, well, still quite bad, but not historically awful. Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to say it's good for them, but, I've said before, they don't actually care about the rankings, right? Like, they care about the revenue money. And so they're also in a position where bad luck is going to change that order a decent amount.
Right. I think Ocean will be better. They're not going to have a $15 million July like they had last year, a month they were open the entire month for.
Right.
I mean, that's like unspeakably awful.
Yeah, I think the June and July for Ocean are going to be, I don't want to say make or break, but at the very least they'll be extremely interesting compared to last year when they were open, all of July and just really their first full month,
$15 million,
and did really poorly. I mean, we were just aghast when that number came out.
That's so unspeakably bad.
But if we can see some nice gains year over year from them, then I think that's a real reason to be optimistic that they're starting to attract players and the word's getting out that it's a really nice property. So, I look forward to, even May. I feel like is not going to tell us a whole lot, but keep listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't just skip that whole thing when we talk about May a month from now. So I don't know anything else about the data. I don't think there's too much.
I don't think there's too much else. So
how are we going to fill a 4-hour episode of data if we can't even?
Oh, I mean, we could open up the report, go through it.
I
could do some dramatic readings.
Yeah, I mean, I would listen to that all day. So
yeah, our listeners have shown nothing else. They care about a deep dive into the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth mentioning, Resorts, Ocean is bigger machine-wise, in terms of number of machines than Bally's or Resorts. So, and I think much bigger than Golden Nugget. So the fact that it's in around with those is not a great thing for them. But we knew that already. We knew that it wasn't great for them.
No.
So at this point, they were just trying to, make do, start improving, show improvement. But yeah, that's that.
Cool. All right. So thank you guys very much for listening this episode and the last 99 episodes. If you want to talk to any of us, or if you want to know which Atlantic City Facebook group to post your posts to, you should do so at facebook.com/group/do-for-a-win. Do for a win. You can find all of our great content at doforawin.com. Find our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn Radio. Definitely not YouTube. You can reach out to Craig on Twitter at doforawin or me at Kyle Askin. Send questions to Craig at doforawin@gmail.com. And I don't know. Any last words, Craig?
So we should probably at some point actually figure out what's going on for episode 100.
Maybe.
Or we could just do a regular ass episode.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, if you guys have any good suggestions, let Craig know.
Yeah.
We might be able to make it happen.
I welcome any suggestion. I may ignore it completely. I've had some ideas, and then I've started to try to figure out how they would work and been like, no, that's actually a terrible idea. So I don't know. I got nothing.
Among the closing events of the week in the round of Gaiety was a brilliant assemblage of elegantly gowned women and gallant escorts at the Boscobel. After her musical there was a pretty little dance in honor of Miss Annetta London King, a handsome young lady well known in Washington's swagger set.
I want to be well known in Washington's swagger set.
Well, in 1899 you would have had a chance.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I'm going to go read the rest of this page. I don't know about you.
I mean, this will be in the show notes, right, Greg? You would not let us down and not link to this.
No, let me go just paste that link right now into the show notes so I don't forget it.
Well, like I said, thank you guys very much for listening. If you do have any suggestions for episode 100, we really don't have any ideas, but it's been a real pleasure for the last 99 episodes, and we'll hope to make it even better in the next 99. The vaudeville concerts at the Auditorium Pier are not surpassed in Philadelphia or New York. Manager Starling has secured the best talent that money can procure, and the bill for the coming week is the strongest of the season.
Do you think he said that every week?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm not as sure of anything in the entire world as that this article was exactly the same with different names every single week.